There's an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. There's an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. There's an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is Wednesday, September 20th, 2020. My name is Thomas Hunt, and this is the Thomas Hunt Show. The price of Bitcoin is down 5.26% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 11,384, a high of 12,065, and a low of 11,183. That's $1 for 8,783 Satoshis. Volume was at 6,115 Bitcoins changing hands, quite a lot for a Wednesday. The market continues to lean margin long, with 76% of the market heading that direction. Bitcoin dominance was up to 58%. Checking out our top stories today on the Thomas Hunt Show, also being simulcast on the Thomas Hunt Show. David Blain flew into the sky with nothing but balloons, rising almost as high as 25,000 feet in the air. PornHub accepts Bitcoin and Litecoin, finally. And the first COVID death linked to the Sturgis motorcycle rally has been reported in Minnesota. But first, Joe Rogan debuts on Spotify without his most controversial episodes. That's right, dozens of past episodes with controversial guests are notably absent from the new Joe Rogan Experience channel, such as interviews with conspiracy theorists Alex Jones and David Seaman, far-right figures such as Owen Benjamin, Stefan Molyneux, Milo Yiannopoulos, Gavin McInnes, Charles C. Johnson, and Sargon of Akkad, as well as comedian Chris D'Elia, who has recently been accused of sexual impropriety. Also seemingly absent is an early episode where Rogan regular Joey Diaz infamously joked about coercing female comics into performing oral sex, an exchange that has resurfaced in the press in the wake of the Spotify deal. A few of the vanished episodes were more perplexing, however, such as an interview with pot activist Tommy Chong. When the Spotify deal was announced in May, Rogan told his listeners that beginning September 1st, the entire JRE library will be available on Spotify. Now, Rogan's fans are wondering whether Spotify refused to allow certain episodes, or if Rogan himself decided to trim the archive of his most frequently criticized content, or if this was some sort of oddly specific temporary oversight. A representative for Spotify and Rogan did not return a request for comment, and Rogan's Twitter feed was silent on the matter. Survival of the richest. The wealthy have been plotting to leave the rest of us behind, Douglas Rushkoff wrote back in July of 2018. And now, the privileged have entered their escape pods. Technology gave us the dream of the cocooned future. Now we're living it. Rushkoff's back with a spiritual successor to his 2018 piece. It's pretty amazing as he describes people living in their cocoons, living in their Netflix forever. He says, I don't think these prepper billionaires are aspiring to live in a world depicted in The Walking Dead because they're horrible people, or at least not just because they're horrible people. They're simply succumbing to one of the dominant ethos of the digital age, which is to design one's own personal reality so meticulously that existential threats are simply removed from the equation. The leap from a Fitbit tracking your heart rate to an annual full-body cancer scan, or a doorbell surveillance camera to a network of autonomous robot sentries, is really just a matter of money. No matter the level of existential security, the Netflix shows we stream are the same. It's an especially impressive part towards the end when he's talking about one of his friends. He says, and the devil on our shoulder, our technology, is telling us to go it alone. After all, it's an iPad, not an us pad. The more advanced the tech, the more cocooned insularity it affords. I finally caved and got the Oculus. One of my best friends messaged me on Signal the other night. Considering how little is available out to do in the real world, this is going to be a game changer. Indeed, in his hermetically sealed COVID-19 inspired techno paradise was now complete. Between VR, Amazon, Fresh Direct, Netflix, and a sustainable income doing crypto trading, he was going to ride out the pandemic in style. Yet, while VRporn.com is certainly a safer sexual strategy in the age of COVID-19 than meeting up with partners through Tinder, every choice to isolate and insulate has its correspondingly negative impact on others. Read more of Douglas Rushkoff's new article on Medium.com. And our top story today for Bitcoin from Cointelegraph: PornHub now accepts Bitcoin and Litecoin. Satoshi Nakamoto would have approved. They'd flirted with some crappy altcoins before, but now they're accepting real cryptocurrencies. As the article reads, PornHub now accepts Bitcoin and Litecoin as payment for its premium services. The company has been accepting something called Verge since 2018, later adding several other cryptocurrencies, but this is its first foray into the major leagues. Pornhub's vice president, Corey Price, said in the press release, "As a leader in adult content with over 130 million visitors a day, Pornhub is excited to now offer two widely used and leading digital currencies for our users. Our team continues to pave the way for tech development, testing, and implementing new technology for everyday consumers far ahead of the mainstream market." Pornhub is a year older than Bitcoin, having been founded in 2007 in Montreal, Canada. Currently, it stands as the world's 9th most popular website, with 3 billion monthly users. Cryptocurrency and porn have forever commingled in society's subconscious. This relationship goes back to the pre-Bitcoin days, as many cypherpunks believe that porn would be an early adopter of non-governmental digital currencies. Satoshi Nakamoto himself voiced similar opinions in 2010. Bitcoin would be convenient for people who don't have a credit card or don't want to use the cards they have, either don't want the spouse to see it on the bill or don't trust giving their number to porn guys or afraid of recurring billing. First COVID death in Minnesota is linked to the Sturgis motorcycle rally. The case involving a biker in his 60s is one of at least 260 infections traced to the event last month, where many declined to wear masks. I believe the words you're looking for are, "I told you so." And let's talk a little bit about DeFi. According to Gabriel Shapiro on Twitter, the public good argument for DeFi is incredibly weak. He says, if it's just a public good or software, why does it matter what instance of it people use? It just shows that the DeFi founders want all the benefits of being normal startup founders, with none of the rules or regulations. As he's been saying, it's pure legal arbitrage. After Frank Shapiro posted an interview with Hayden Adams, apparently the head of something called Uniswap. Uniswap has clocked $10 billion in volume, even more than volume than Coinbase itself. But they're working hard because the competition is making them work hard, and they're also courting Wall Street. So once again, they go around the laws and then they come back to the people with the money and the people with the laws. Check out the interview on theblockcrypto.com. Frank Shapiro. The price of Bitcoin broke $12,000, and you know what that means. Nothing really. Vice President Pence was on standby to temporarily assume the powers of the presidency during Donald Trump's unannounced visit to Walter Reed Hospital, November 2019, according to New York Times reporter Michael Schmidt's forthcoming book. Major presidential news. Trump had denied a series of mini strokes that resulted in him seeking treatment. Trump said, "It never ends. Now they're trying to say that your favorite president, me, went to Walter Reed Medical Center, true, having suffered a series of mini strokes." He brought it up. And Matt Drudge has shifted away from Trumpyism. It's a remarkable shift, a complete 180-degree turn for perhaps the largest driver of conservative traffic in the world. Check out the Drudge Report. Apparently not a fan of the president. And airline pilots landing at LAX report that a guy in a jetpack was flying alongside them. In an era when Congress wants to openly investigate UFOs, a dude flying along an airliner over Los Angeles in a jetpack is still bonkers. But that's the world we live in today, September 2nd, 2020. My name is Thomas Hunt. This has been the Thomas Hunt Show on the World Crypto Network. Checking in with the price of Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin is down 5% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 11,401, a high of 12,065, and a low of 11,183. That's $1 for 8,771 Satoshis. Thanks so much for joining us. Until next time, bye-bye.